So in this video, I'm going to be doing rotate array. Given an integer array nums, rotate the array to the right by k steps where k is non-negative. So, okay, so basically, we're simply rotating an array. So this will mean two things. So, if we're the start of the array needs to be moved k paces to the right. So all elements following that first element will have to do the same. And then the elements that overflow will now be at the start. So in this example here, k equals 3. So 1 is moved 3. So 1, 2, 3. So 1 is now here. And then 5, 6, 7 go behind 1. And then 2, 3, 4 go here. So essentially everything is just getting flipped. So, okay, so first of all, just one thing I want to quickly do. So while int while k is greater than nums dot length, k minus equals nums dot length, because basically the if for example the array is length 4 and then k is 6, then that's really just going to be 2, a rotation of 2, because if it's a full rotation, that'll just get us back to where we started. Okay, so for each rotation, what I need to do is okay, so I think that what I really just need to do is split the array into two parts at k. So 1, 2, 3. So k, let's say, is here. Then what's to the right of k simply becomes the start, and then what's to the left of k simply becomes the end, right? Because it goes 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in this example, 0, 1, 2. So k is 3. So okay, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. So why is 3? 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Is that always the case? I'm not sure. Let me think for a second. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. In this case, 1, 2, 3. It's not everything to the right that's removed. It's 0, 1, 2, 3. It's everything after this that goes. Or just, I suppose it's just 3 from the right side and then 2 from this side. So, okay. So in this case, 3 from the right side makes up the start of the array. In this case, 2 from the right side makes up the start of the array. And then the rest makes up the new array. Okay. And we need to rotate the array. Doing this in place is a bit confusing. But if I were to do this with a different array, then I simply need to, that would be pretty easy actually, because I simply need to get these elements, the k last elements of the array, and then put that at the start of my new array, and then get the rest of these elements. So let me go ahead and do it that way. if I were to think about doing it in place, then I think I would have to I would have to do it a different way. I would have to probably say, like, start from the left and say for each element, uh, hmm, I'm actually not sure how I would do it in place, but first let me go ahead and code out this way. So int temp equals, sorry, int array temp equals new int, and this will be size nums.length. Okay, now now we can do for int I equals k. I is greater than 0. Int I equals k. So 1, 2, 3. Int I equals k minus 1, actually, I think. K minus 1. I is smaller than negative 1. Sorry, I is greater than negative 1. I minus minus. Okay, and then we'll also just do int counter equals 0, just to keep track of our current position in this temp array. So for int I equals k minus 1, I is greater than negative 1, I minus minus. And then we'll say temp at counter equals, okay, so temp at counter equals nums at nums.length minus I. Nums at nums.length minus I. So for example, in this case, let's say I is going to start off at 2. So and okay, here nums.length is 1 1 2 3 4. So nums.length is 7. So 7 minus 2 is 5. 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so I think it should just be, this should be 0, and then this should just be k. So now it'll be nums.length minus 3. So again, 7 minus 3, so which is 4. So 0 1 2 3 4 5. So the first one will be 5. So that's right. And they'll just do a counter plus plus. Okay, so now for int I equals 0, I is smaller than so I think again we need to do I is smaller than k, because we've done the last k elements. So now we need to get the first elements minus those last k elements. So I is smaller than k, I plus plus, temp at counter temp at counter equals temp at counter equals nums at I. Okay, and now we simply need to say that for int I equals 0, I is smaller than nums dot length, I plus nums at I equals and then here we actually, first of all, here just we need to increment here. Nums at I equals temp at I. So this, I think, should do it for us. Basically what we're doing here is we are getting the right elements, so the elements that would be to the right of our pivot, and we are starting the array with those, so we're filling the start of the array with that, and then we're getting the elements that are on the left to then follow those original elements. And we're doing this all in our temp array, so unfortunately it's not in place, although this I think is a good working solution. And then we're finally switching temp at I back to nums at I. So let's give it a run and see if it works. Where is that? Okay, just a syntax error. Okay. Interesting. What's the problem here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 0. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I wonder why that happened. I don't think I think it has to have been a problem here. So for in I equals 0, I is smaller than k. So let's say k is 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think we just do this here. So I smaller or equal to k, and that will give us this last element that we needed. Okay. Okay, so index for temp at counter equals nums at I. Temp k. So here k equals to 0 and 2. Okay, I wonder what the problem is here. Let me walk through this logic again. So for here, k equals 2. So for int I equals 2, while I is greater than 0, I is minus. So I equals 2. So temp at 0 equals 0, 1, 2, 3. Then 1. So then add 99 is added, and then it equals 0. So now you have 399. Counter is equal to 2. Actually, no, now counter will be equal to 3. So now here, for in I equals 0, I is smaller than k. So now I is smaller or equal to k, which is 2. Okay, I see the problem is because 0, 1, so it needs to be here. It needs to be smaller than k, because otherwise then we're out of bounds. But then the problem is that this is being given 0, which that's a problem. So okay, let's walk through with this example here. So okay, k equals 3. So I equals k. Nums at 7 minus 3, so 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now we come back to here. And the counter is now at here, so it's not the fourth. And now we're saying for an I equals 0, I is smaller than 3. So, yeah. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Huh. Okay. It's not supposed to actually be, it's not supposed to be I is smaller than K. It's supposed to be I is smaller than nums.length minus K. Because we're not just, K, it shouldn't be minus K. We're getting rid of the, K is the number of elements we've already added. So nums.length minus those elements is the elements we still need to add. So it should be, I think, nums.length minus K. So we can do that. And we can give that a run. Okay, there we go. It works for our test cases. Let's see if it works for everything. Okay, perfect. And there we go.